Yo, sup? All right, so today we're going to talk about building muscle. Now, there's a few things that you need in order to build muscle, okay? And number one, obviously, is your diet has to be on point, okay? Has to be on point. Because even if you're following the directions I'm going to give you in a second about how to train, if you're eating like shit, you're going to have minimal to zero results from your training. Okay, so your diet has to be dialed in. Your macros need to be dialed in. You need to be making sure you're getting an adequate amount of protein and an adequate amount of fats in your diet in order for your body to build muscle. Okay? Notice I didn't mention carbs, right? Because you don't need fucking carbs, people. Okay? You only hear this from fucking supplement companies and all the fucking bodybuilders who are on all kinds of fucking drugs that those motherfuckers could look at weights and grow. Okay? So, shut up. Okay? You don't need fucking carbs. Okay? Anyway. So, number one, your diet needs to be dialed in. You need to be getting an adequate amount of protein. Okay? And fats. Because fats are vital for your hormones and every fucking cell in your body. Muscles are cells, people. Okay? Now, when it comes to your training, there's something in particular that you have to do in order to force your muscles to keep growing. Okay? And that thing that forces muscles to keep growing is called progressive overload. Okay? What that means is somehow, some way, you have to overload your muscles. Okay? Progressively. So what does progressive mean? That means it progresses. What does overload means? That means more. Okay? More weight, more reps, more sets. Somehow, some way, you have to overload your muscles. Okay? So you have to do this. This is why it's vital that you track your workouts and why you actually use a workout journal so you know how much weight you lifted last time on that exercise and how many reps you did, okay, and how many sets you did. So that way you know what you should be trying to beat, okay, because each week you should be trying to beat what you did last week. For example, okay, let me give you an example so that way it makes sense to you. Let's say you can bench press 225 pounds for 5 sets of 5. Okay? So last week you did 225 for 5 sets of 5. Now, there's mainly 3 different ways that you can progressively overload. Okay? You can either add more weight, do more reps with the same heavy weight, or add an extra set. So, the way that, so for example, so if you did bench press for 5 sets of 5 with 225 pounds, you could, this week, you could do 6 reps with 225 pounds, right? So 5 rounds, 6 reps each. That's one way of progressively overloading, okay? Beating what you did last week. The other way is to add 5 pounds. So you say add 5 pounds each side, which is technically 10 pounds total. And then, you know, you're probably only going to end up being, you know, doing 3 or 4 reps, but you progressively overloaded it. So your body was used to doing 225, you just pumped on 235. So that's a whole nother progressive overload to your body. Okay. The other thing that you can do to overload is just add a set. Okay. You'd add a set. So if you add a set, so instead of doing 5 sets of 5, you did 6 sets of 5 reps. Boom, you just progressively overloaded that way too. Okay? So those are the methods that you can do to progressively overload your muscles. Now, the easy way of doing it and the way that I generally do it whenever I'm lifting is usually just adding more reps to the same heavy weight, and then when it gets to a certain point, then bump up the weight. So for example, if you're doing 5 sets of 5, work your way up to being able to do 5 sets of 10 with 225, okay? And then when you hit 5 sets of 10, then add, say, 10 pounds each side, which will bump you back down to maybe 5 reps. And then repeat the process. And you do this over time. It's going to take time, years for you to get to this level. But that's progressive overload in a nutshell. And that is how you progressively grow muscle. Okay, you have to progressively overload your muscles, because when they're already proficient enough to do the work, they have no reason to grow. You basically have to give your body a near-death, make it feel like it needs to get fucking bigger and stronger, or it's gonna fucking die. Okay, that you have to do that in order for your muscles to grow. So this is why you should be constantly trying to, along with this, your form has to be on point. Okay, doing a bunch of sloppy ass reps isn't going to benefit you. Okay, so you have to make sure your form is on point. So I say that progressively overload, but you got to be able to do this shit with good, clean form. All right, no fucking swinging around and using a bunch of momentum to move weights and compensating completely using a whole bunch of different muscle groups. Keep your form in check. Progressively overload your muscles. Track your shit. Write down your workouts, man. When you write down your workouts, you're going to see, okay, I did 5 sets of 5 this last week. This week, I'm going to try and do 6 sets of 5. Or I'm going to do 5 sets of 6 reps. I'm just going to add 1 more rep to every set. That's the goal, 1 more rep. And if you feel strong enough, you can do 2 more reps, do 2 more reps. If you feel strong enough, you can do 3 more reps, do 3 more reps. You're progressively overloading those muscles, which is going to force consistent growth. Now, with that said, let's go back to nutrition real quick. When it comes to nutrition, when it comes to building muscle, you do not need all the fucking food that you motherfuckers are eating to fucking build muscle. Okay? You motherfuckers think like, yo, I'm bulking. So you're eating like 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 fucking extra calories a day. Bitch, your body's only going to use this much or this much to repair that muscle. Okay? All those extra calories aren't doing anything but making you fat. That's all you're getting is fat. So you're going to end up bulking, gaining all this body fat, and then having to spend a fucking, like so much time dieting down just to fucking look good. Don't do that. Get fucking ripped and then spend the rest of your life growing. All right? So you only need a small amount of calories. So what you should be doing is getting ripped first, and then you do what's known as reverse dieting to work on adding more size. So what that basically means is, for you guys, you basically would just add, so say you were dieting down, and your deficit amount of calories was say 2,100, and you got ripped, right? Then what you do is you reverse diet. So what you do is you slowly start to add calories back into your diet over time. So you would say add 200 calories, okay? Stay there for 3-4 weeks, and then add another 200 calories. Stay there for 3-4 weeks, add another 200 calories, and so forth, until you get to a point to where your body, where you can tell, like, all right, that's too much. Like, my body's starting to get put on a little bit of body fat. Stop right there, peel it back a little bit, stay there for a while, or maybe indefinitely, because that's just as many calories as your body's gonna burn, with the way that you're training. So that's how you do it. You don't fucking bulk, people. Fucking smack you dumb motherfuckers. That's why you bitches are fat. Oh man, I see so many dudes getting so fucking fat. They're, yo, broken, bro. I'm like, bro, you haven't seen your fucking abs in 6 years. You ain't fucking bulking. You're just fat and you're undisciplined. So get your ass ripped and then reverse diet. Do it the smart way, people. But that's the tricks on how to build muscle, man. So those of you who are genetically gifted, like most fitness models, are very genetically blessed. They have a high rate of fast twitch fibers and they respond to weight training very well. They have very full, round muscle bellies. Not me, okay? I am not gifted genetically whatsoever. I have to work my ass off for every fucking ounce. And because I'm all fucking natty. So it takes a lot for me to grow. But it's the same way, man. So anyway, so that's the tricks on how to build muscle. So I hope you like this video. Share this with your training partners and make sure you do this shit the right way. You are welcome.